Dude, I just started working on this new project and I screwed it up so bad. I don't know what to do. Should probably give up. You really think so? Yeah, you're dumb and your ideas are dumb. But seriously, have you ever started a project just to have things go so wrong that you decided it's probably easier to give up? That's what happened to me this last week as I was trying to make my ocean mat. But I'm here to tell you that sometimes things turn out just the way they're supposed to. So this week, I decided I was going to make an ocean mat. I've actually been thinking about it for a couple weeks, and I've been watching some different videos from other content creators and kind of putting together these ideas of how I was going to do this. Originally, I had made these like little river tiles using hot glue. I painted the ground underneath and I just put hot glue over the top, and it looked a lot like water. And for like these little tiles, it was a good thing to use. But my D&D campaign this last week took to the open ocean.
Shut off, lads!
And they've taken to the ocean a couple times for little adventures here and there. And I wanted to have something that they could use. I could put the boat on with all their characters in, and we could take them for a ride on the ocean. And so I decided I was going to make an ocean mat. And I was going to do it with three things. And those three things are a mat, just like this one. Opens up. It's got your 1 inch by 1 inch grid on it. It wasn't that big.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
I thought it was a 2 foot by 3 foot, but it actually ended up being like an 18 inch by 30 inch mat that I was using. But it was good enough size for what I wanted to do. I was going to use silicone and ink. And at first, things started out great.
Just like they always do.
I put my silicone into my tub, I dripped in the ink, mixed it around, and it turned this perfect blue ocean color. And I thought, this is going to be so good. This is going to be so easy. And I want to say two things about silicone before I get too far into this. If you're thinking about using silicone, wear a face mask. Wear something, because the smell of silicone is so strong. I thought I was going to pass out, and it gave me a headache for a couple hours afterwards, and I only used about half a container. And it dries a lot quicker than you would think. And in my honest opinion, it was a little harder to work with than I thought it was going to be. So those are just kind of things to keep in mind with you if you work with it. But it looked amazing. It went down and it looked perfect. Just like from the get-go, it looked how I wanted it to be. And if it dried that way, it was exactly what I wanted. So if you're ever thinking about doing a river or something like that, it might be worth it to look into buying a tube of silicone and just a couple things of ink. Dye it whatever color you want. You want brown water, green water, whatever. Okay. But with that being said, I ran out of silicone. Didn't have any. Looked through everything that I had, and all that I had was this. A silicone latex clear. If you see it on the top. And I thought, well, I can't run to the store right now. It's going to dry too much. It's never going to mix. What am I going to do?
What are we gonna do?
Let's just use this. So I filled up another container with this silicone latex mix. And the first thing that you'll notice if you look at this is that it is white. Inside it is white. It does not come out clear. It comes out white. And so immediately I'm dealing with a completely different color when I put in the inks. It's a light sky blue. And I was freaking out. To put it bluntly, to put it as clear as I can, I was freaking out. I was mixing it up. I was wearing a glove, and I put this latex silicone mix all over the mat, and it wasn't mixing. And after a few minutes of putting it down, I looked at my playboard and it was just a light blue mess. And I honestly thought, I'm just going to throw this away. I'm going to throw this in the garbage. It was a failure. I'll have to go buy silicone, start all over again next time. But talking to my wife, she said, well, let it dry. Maybe it dries clear. So I thought, what could it hurt? And I took it outside in my garage, set it on a table, let it dry for the night, and came back in the morning. And to my surprise, it did dry clear. And it dried really well. And it mixed with the silicone perfectly. You couldn't tell there was two different compounds at all.
Crisis averted.
It was a little thin in certain areas, which is one of the downsides of working with the latex, is that you can't see because it's not clear. You don't know how deep it is. And so I added a little more to it and let it dry again. And what I ended up with is this. Perfectly rubbery, rolls it up, does whatever you need to, mat for the ocean. This is my ocean mat. And as you can see, there's a couple areas where it's a little lighter than others. I'm still going to hit it with a airbrush, do a little ink on it. Probably do a little bit of white paint too to make it look like there's some waves in it. But for starting out, this is perfect. This is awesome. I can roll it up. I can take it to my next D&D meeting, and we can play. And my team can be on the ocean. They'll probably die on the ocean.
Shark!
But they can, at least it'll look good when they do it. So anyway, long story short, don't give up on yourself.
Never give up, never surrender.
Don't give up on the projects you're starting. If it seems too little too big right now, take a break, come back to it, and eventually you'll get it done. I heard a saying this week that if your stuff's not painted, it must not be that important to you. And if you're anything like me, you got a lot of stuff to paint. But hey, we've got time. You've got time. As long as you're doing something, as long as you're building your world a little bit at a time, it will become a world eventually. So don't give up. Keep going. Like, subscribe. We've got a bunch of fun new videos coming out, and that, we'll be bringing you new stuff to your information. We have new miniatures to paint, new monsters to go over, new games to play, and we'll share our failures as well as our successes. I look forward to seeing some of yours.
Show me what you got!
And as always, don't spend so much time creating your world that you forget to spend some time in it. Till next time.